Alright guys, so carrying on from my prior video where I was did the whole rundown of my NeoPixel LED lighting, I did a Redcat Ascent Fusion. My next step was, as I mentioned, I crawl with the GTRC crawlers and they love to go in the water. I'm not looking to like make this submersible waterproof, like as in like in the water for like some of them like to go swimming like right in full on. This is more like waterproofing from the sense of it can handle 5-10 seconds underwater because it fell in. So that's what my goal is, and so far I've waterproofed all the lighting. Now it was really about the receiver and the custom controller that I built using a knockoff Zhao controller. I have, as I mentioned, I have so far seven different channels going out of this guy, so it's quite a beast, as well as the receiver. They're both going to be in the box. Anyway, I started with this custom, modeled these 3D printed on my Bamboo A1. The idea was, the box was waterproof. I did some testing. I silicone sealed the top, and when that's closed and sealed, I usually would use Velcro straps to seal it. It would sit like that right here where the box goes. All good, but I'm like, wow, this is going to be a problem, guaranteed, right? Like this thing can handle getting a splash and whatnot, no problem, right? But as soon as it's submerged, no matter what I do, I was using weather stripping foam. There's no way that's going to stop the pressure from leaking through, especially with 7 different wires, which you can kind of just barely see off here, but I'm currently, you'll see why I'm doing this. But anyway, seven wires trying to get in there. So went on Maker World, great place, by the way, if you're looking for print models. This is not my design. Credit will be in the description, but it's an awesome tool online for free. You can model your own boxes. So it's a parametric system. You can model the box. Everything you see on the outside was from the modeling, but I custom built or custom modeled into it these channels, or I call them access ports if you want to, and I'll explain in a second why I did that, as well as modeled out a top, because I'm going to print a clear PLA window in here. That way I can see, at least to see status, right? Because both the receiver and my controller have status lights, and just simple stuff to make sure that they're running when they should be running. Anyway, so really cool. I just finished printing this guy. It's taken hours to do, but I'm going to put a bead of silicone in there. Obviously I'm going to silicone seal the plate that I put in here. I'll test that. So I'll test this whole guy in water. So again, it goes back to the same thing. How do you make sure that these two guys seal? So I came up with this idea, probably not the first one. It's kind of modeled a little bit after what I saw Hobbywing do with their motors, where they have the silicone inserts, but not silicone, but I've come up with this idea where create these sort of plates. In this case, this guy here, this pair here, is made for the actual 3-wire servo wires. I go to the transmitter, so I have 2 of those. I'll model it for 3 and a few extras. So the idea is that still going to use silicone in this. I'm going to have to get in and out of this thing, take it apart and hack at things. And they didn't want to have to glue things into this. So I came up with the idea that, well, I don't mind gluing the wires to this because that can be easily removed and reapplied later. So coming up with the idea to essentially have the wires sealed into this and then this sealed into the box. So the idea is that once that's sealed to the wires, and that's actually what I'm doing right now here, just off the camera, you can barely see it. I'm actually just siliconed all the wires into a bigger version of this, the one that fits in here. And I'll do some more testing on that, but I'm going to do the same with the servo wires in this guy, seal them in there with silicone, and then this guy will get a bead of silicone around it to make it snug fit so that it sort of snaps into, just going to try to get them all out of whack here, but basically it'll slide in there with the silicone bead, and the wires, I may have to print that a little bit smaller. That's what happens when you don't test before you film. So anyway, and also it's an advantage for doing the way I did, so I don't have to remodel the box. I just remodel this guy. There's still lots of room there for the servo wires. But anyway, idea is that those guys will slide in there. I'll probably even put a silicone bead at the end here. I created a lip on it. Sorry for all the jumping around here. Silicone bead around there so that it'll seal on the outside here as well. So seal on the inside, end to end, seal on the outside, and I'm pretty sure that's going to make this bomb proof. Anyway, love these boxes. stay tuned. I'm going to give an update in another video on how well that went. What I'll do is I'll probably do some testing with these guys alone without on the Redcat, you know, seal these up, seal these two up, get this sealed up, silicone this, drop this in water for a minute or so. But I have a pretty high degree of confidence we're going to be good. You don't see here is the snap fit. I've got to still print that so that that'll lock tight as well. And then that whole thing will sit on there. I'll probably do a VHB on the bottom of that, and as well as the silicone strap around the whole thing. Not silicone strap, Velcro strap. You can tell I've been using silicone a lot. Anyway, stay tuned. Probably looking at this, I didn't mention the possibility that water does get in. Hopefully it's just a few drops. What I'm going to be doing is isolating the actual controller board from that water, so giving it a few millimeters of space. The water can drizzle down the bottom there. I've also put on electrical tape, liquid tape, another go-to I have at the bottom of this guy to seal that. I'm not going to bother sealing the rest of it. I'm going to need to get in here, and I'm confident that we're not going to submerge. And if we submerge, we're screwed anyway. I'll have to rebuild it all. And if I fry this, these things are pretty cheap. And then usually when you fry something like this, you don't fry the LEDs. In this case, you usually fry the controller somewhere, and that controller is $4. So I built it so I can easily pop it out and throw a new one in there if I need to. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, guys. Again, appreciate your support. Love to hear your comments. Love to hear, like, I build these things, you know, and I don't really show or talk much about how I did it, but I'd, you know, be happy to walk through a video if there's enough interest, do something like that. I don't really post build information. I used to about how I build these things or code, because I really don't have a lot of demand for that. But I'd love to hear comments. I'd love to hear feedback is key for me, just to see if you like what I'm doing here. Again, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. I do post links, affiliate links in my description down here. If you're looking for something, love if you could use those. I do get a commission. So anyway, thanks again for watching, gang. Take care. Ciao.